what's up, world? So it's another, it's been a while since I've done one of these. I've been so busy with shit, I just haven't had time to mess with vlogging, and nobody really watches them and cares about them anyway, so there's that. But it's 3 o'clock in the morning, Saturday night, Sunday morning, and I'm bored out of my flipping mind. I'm not sure the date. But it's the end of April. End of April, last weekend in April. 2021, which is basically 2020 2.0, which is to say that this year so far pretty much sucks. Because it's a pandemic. Of course, you probably are aware of that, or whatever it is. Oh, so anyway, what's up? Gosh. Last one I mentioned new karaoke shows, so first one went pretty good. Bullocks Thursday night. You know, it's funny, every place I go trying to get a new karaoke show, one of the first questions they always ask is, do you have a following? Tell us about your following. I don't know, at this point I just feel like the answer is no. It's not the answer they want to hear, but I had a following. Thought I had a following, but there's nothing to make me feel like I have a following anymore. So let's see, how much of my following showed up Thursday in spite of me sending out text messages and images and putting it out on Snapchat, putting it out on YouTube, and Priscilla putting it out on Facebook and wherever else she put it out on. How many of my following showed up at Bullocks? Abso-fucking-lutely nobody. Nobody! How many of my friends cared enough to show up for my fucking first show at Bullocks? None of them! So, yeah, that's what's up with that. But, on a brighter note, Bullocks actually has a pretty solid clientele that comes in. You know, I want to say they come in for karaoke, but it's only a small portion that come in for karaoke. Mostly they just come in to hang out and get some drinks and have a good time and dance erotically. And there was a lot of dancing erotically, which is fun. And I feel like overall I was playing the right music. I got really good, there's a new crosswalk light there. Sorry, I get distracted by things like that. For those who are curious, I'm driving north on Scottsdale Road. I'm approaching Oak right now, since my shitty camera, it's really hard to read the street signs or anything else. So yeah, there was none of my people there, but the people that were there were into what I was playing for the most part. Seemed like it went pretty well. Now there are some people that I know from that bar, from just hanging out previously at that bar, and they were pretty positive about me being there, as opposed to just hanging out, you know, and singing and bringing some good songs when I sing. They're pretty stoked to see me behind the music. And what I did was pretty cool. I basically set up my full system and ran the output of my mixer board into their mixer board so that I didn't have to use their mixer board. Gary kind of explained it to me, and to be fair, I was kind of dismissive of him, like, yeah, I'm probably just gonna use one mic and one input, and I don't really need to know any of that stuff. So I was like, well, okay. But he, like, yeah, when I went to actually use the board, the VU meters do not reflect the output of the board. And I don't know, it's been a while since I've had a board that confused me, and that one confused me, and to be honest, I just don't even care about it enough to thoroughly figure it out. You know, I did get a nice clean output from my board to that board to the sound system, and that's what mattered. I don't know, the sound was not quite up to the par of what I like mine to be, and I can't fully put my finger out on what the issue was. I mean, I'd say a lot of it's speaker placement, which I don't really feel I have any control of there. I mean, I can make suggestions, but I'm the new probably perceived as temporary Thursday guy. So yeah, my suggestions on I think I've already like overwhelmed them a little bit, but yeah, now is not the time to be suggesting different speaker placement. I did add a subwoofer. Kind of wondering if it was worth the effort to do it. I mean, it definitely added some bass, but at that point it just kind of came off boomy. It didn't have a full sound. So I do think next week I'm going to try it without and see how that goes. See if it was really worth the extra effort. I mean, hell, at this point I feel like it might be more beneficial for me to just bring actually run a mono mix and bring one of my good powered speakers. Not two, just one. But I don't know, playing that by ear. Anyway, crowd response was really good, and didn't have a lot of singers. I did have a couple people that were a little bit upset. You know, they wanted me to play a song and I didn't have it. Oh, I got it on my phone. Why can't you get it? The owner never gave me the Wi-Fi password, and I don't have any other way of getting internet there. So I was without internet, and people seemed dumbfounded that I didn't have internet, but I didn't have internet. So it's like, well, one guy was like, well, I could play it on my phone. I'm like, well, cool, then you can go listen to it on your phone. You don't need me. He just looked at me funny. But, you know, you want to listen to it on your phone, go listen to it on your phone. What you bugging me for, girl? Funny thing about people making requests, and people making requests don't get this, but I think DJs do. When you play a request for one person, you're playing a song for one person. When you're not playing requests, when you're reading the room as a DJ and you're playing music for everybody, or at least as close to everybody as you can get. But the person wanting to hear that request has no concept of that. But, you know, such is the life of being a DJ. I did have one person came up with a request, and it was like so excuse me, it was so on point for like what I need to be playing at that moment. I was just like, hell yeah, you know. It's like, I was thinking of the song, but it's like some days there's so much music in my head that it's hard to focus on like even where I'm going. And it's just like, hey, you should play Keith Sweat Twisted. And I'm like, hell yeah, I totally should. And I'm right in the playlist. But anyway, so I'm really looking forward to that again. And the pay is on point. The pay is what I'm wanting to be getting. I'm not getting free food and booze, but let's just say I'm happy with the arrangement there, to say the least. And I'm very much looking forward to next week. The other new gig, not quite as good. And that was at Jay's Cocktails. First turn back at Jay's Cocktails. To be honest, I'm not even sure if I'm there next week. I never did directly ask the owner while I was there today, and I was there for several hours today. And she never did directly tell me, so I don't know. It just felt awfully awkward with her. Like at first when I went to talk about it, she seemed kind of negative. And again, I don't feel like my lack of following did not deliver whatsoever. Like I had nobody show up. And I know Priscilla put it out on Facebook and other social media. I know she texted people about it. I sent a lot of text messages out and little photo messages and put it on my Snapchat. And I mentioned it on my YouTube and talked to people. Nobody. None of my people showed up. So, yeah. Yeah, if she doesn't have me back, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. I seriously underbid it. It's not the amount of money that I feel like I should be getting on a Saturday night. It's not an amount of money that pays my bills, but it is better than nothing. It's better than being somewhere else spending money. So I do believe I will, if she lets me do it, I'll do her the same offer for another week. I got nothing to lose and a little bit to gain from it. Been kind of watching the crowd that comes in there, and I wonder if maybe I'm trying to beat a dead horse making this place work, especially after failing so miserably at the 44. But it's I don't know, it's what I got, so I'm gonna give a shot at it. Anyway, I've got more shit I want to ramble on about, but I'm at the magic 10-minute mark for YouTube. Because someone want to monetize this and retire off of it, right? Yeah, right. But yeah, I'm sitting. In case you're wondering where I'm at and what this lovely view is, this is the back lot of Whataburger, because I'm freaking hungry. So I'm gonna go get me a Whataburger. Wonder why they've gotten so goddamn expensive, but get me a freaking Whataburger, and yeah, at least got something good to eat. And I should do that before somebody wonders why there's a vehicle just sitting in the back parking lot and calls the cops on me. Might do another one of these tonight. I don't know, got a lot on my mind, and it's kind of a lonely morning for me. And maybe I'll explain that in the next vlog. Thanks for being bored enough to listen, and yeah, like and subscribe and all that silly YouTube shit.